God bless you, family. As you know, all month long, we have been highlighting wonderful change agents in the city of Baltimore. And I'm grateful for the kind of church that wants to lift up and celebrate the prophets and freedom fighters that are oftentimes active beyond the four walls of our sanctuaries, but are definitely doing God's work in very powerful ways. This month, our dear brother Jamye Wooten from Collectively is interviewing people as a part of this series and experience, and I know that you'll be blessed by this next interview coming up right now.
Thank you, Pastor Brown and Pleasant Hope family. Today in our Community Spotlight, we highlight the African Diaspora Alliance. Here today joins us Moriah and Jasmine from African Diaspora Alliance. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you so much about your wonderful work. Please let us know, African Diaspora Alliance. Tell us more.
Ooh, okay. So Moriah and I have actually known each other since we were really young too. So since middle school, and just as we got older, especially in university, we got really close through our community organizing, particularly around prison abolition work and police accountability. And so that brought us together as sisters, as comrades, as friends, as family. And we moved to Havana, Cuba after we completed our undergrad to continue studying and learning about the African diaspora.
Yeah, so while we were in Havana, Jasmine and I had both studied abroad in Havana, Cuba during our actual undergrad experience, and we wanted to go back because we felt like there was so much more for us to learn there. And really, we were feeling fatigue around all that was going on within our respective communities. Jasmine was studying in Chicago and was very active there. I was at University of Maryland College Park and was very active on my community campus. And so we really just wanted to get away, study, and come up with a way that we could organize around Black liberation that would be sustainable, because we really felt like the protesting, etc., was having an impact, but emotionally, it was not something that we were going to be able to sustain, or what we believe would lead to long-lasting Black institutions that would support our community. So while we were in Havana, Cuba, we were taking classes at several different universities and just meeting folks from all over the diaspora. We realized very quickly that Havana is this diasporic hub. So we met people who were living in Cuba who were from Ghana, who were from Nigeria, who were from Angola, from the Bronx. We were meeting Black folks from all over the world who were studying medicine there. We were like, wow, this is so cool. Like, Havana is this hub where Black people from all over the world are coming together to study medicine. How can this help to alleviate global health disparities? How is this helping to eliminate brain drain? So like, a lot of folks coming from the continent, getting their medical degrees and then staying in the US, Havana, Cuba requires anyone who studies medicine there to go back to their countries. So like, it actually is reducing brain drain as well. So we were thinking, how can we as organizers create something similar that's centered around educating our communities? And that's what really led to the African Diaspora Alliance. We wanted to create an educational institution or a hub that was connecting Black folks from all over the world just to learn about one another in community.
You're taking young people to Cuba. Tell us about the impact on their lives and what the experience has been for them.
So one of my favorite quotes from the documentary that we made last summer about the students from Frederick Douglass High School that we took to Cuba, it's one of our students, Amani. And she says, before this program, I used to want to be white. And she says, but now I just want to be Black. I want to be Black. And she starts looking around. She's like, I want to be Black like this pole. I just want to be Black as ever. And to me, I feel like that's the proof that the program is working. And I think that sentiment really speaks to the heart of what the issue is, that the education that students are receiving does not make them want to become more of themselves. It does not make them want to lean into their African identity and explore more about what that means to them. And so creating African-centered curriculums is something that brings us great joy because we're able to teach the students about the continent, about the diaspora, and not in a way that's romanticized, right? So we talk about the struggles on the continent, barriers to solidarity, and what it will take ultimately for us as African people globally to unite, and how we can really leverage our resources that we might have access to here in Baltimore. How can we help meet the needs of Black folks in Havana or in Ghana? And then vice versa. What do our folks in Ghana have access to that can help us meet some of our needs here? And how can we create solidarity in that way? But yeah, I would say students overall, just having improved mental health, that's something that we've been looking at. So how has exposure to African-centered curriculums improved or decreased the depression rate specifically is what we're looking at. And how is it also supporting your academic endeavors? So we find a lot of times when our students are in university, they're like, oh, I didn't want to take this class or I didn't want to write this paper, but then I found a way to make it Black and it was fun. So I was able to find a way to, choose a topic that fit the theme of my assignment and make it about something Black. And so it was more fun for me. So really working with students to be able to do things like that. How can we center our identity in the work that we do?
Yeah, many of us have had to pivot in spite of COVID. Tell us about sort of your new virtual experience, and you have an upcoming sort of camp or program opening up. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the virtual pivot was very difficult for us initially because we had our youth program here in Baltimore where we take students to study abroad. And this past summer, we were actually planning to go to a country other than Cuba. So the past 3 years, we've always taken students to Cuba, and we were finally about to go to Cartagena, Colombia. And then COVID came, and we were like, oh, so it's not happening. But what it led to was something that we would have really never thought about doing or applying, was connecting students from all over the diaspora. So this summer, we had a Youth of Diaspora camp where students were not just from Baltimore, but they were from all over the US. And we had 4 students actually, from Ghana and a student from the Kingdom of Eswatini, which is inside of South Africa. And so that was incredible. The students were really excited, and we teach them about the diaspora, but we learn time and time again, they don't really get it until we get there. And then they're like, oh, they black like us. And we're like, yeah, this whole year we've been talking about how they're also Black. And they're like, no, but they look like my cousin. So when we did the virtual camp, for them to link with students who were on the continent, who are speaking English, who have similar experiences just like them, it was a great experience for the students to connect the dots as well and have an educational experience just through their interaction with other folks who are in the African diaspora, who are like, yeah, I live in Eswatini, but there is also anti-Blackness when it comes to folks practicing African spirituality. Like, this isn't unique to the United States. Like, this is a global reflection of colonialism. Or us learning about ancient African kingdoms, and some of the students on the continent also don't know these things. And so the students in the US are like, oh wait, so like globally Black people, even on the continent of Africa, are being restricted from learning our history. Why is this happening? I want to learn more. And so the pivot was definitely stressful at first, but I feel like it definitely had a positive impact in the long term.
Well, this is amazing work. I'll definitely be sending my daughters your way.
Yeah.
Please let us know and let the community know how they can support you and how they can follow you.
So we're available on all social media platforms at African Diaspora Alliance. And Twitter, Instagram, our website is theafricandiasporaalliance.org. And then I would say, aside from following us, the best way that we can also be supported is through just doing the work. I think a lot of times, especially with working with young people, we feel like we don't know what to do or how to make our communities better. But I feel like I would say the best thing that you can do to support the Alliance is to just reflect on what it is you like to do. I like to do videos or make music, and can you find a way to take what it is you love and have it be in service to your community, to our community? So I think that's the best way that we can be supported.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for your service to our community. Thank you again, Pleasant Hope family and Pastor Brown, for our community spotlight.
Thank you.